Hi everyone, this is Sylvia McCrory with Christian Parenting Today, and today I have a book review. My book review is Too Much of a Good Thing by Dan Kindlon, uh, PhD. So let me show you this book. Let me tell you, most of my books that I'm going to be sharing with you are going to be Christian books in that area. This one is more of a secular book, and the author, Dan Kindlon, is actually, he teaches psychology at Harvard. So in this book, he has done a study. Um, he's done a study and a survey of students from families that have money and privilege. He points out that there have been lots of studies and surveys of children and people of poverty, so this time he wanted to take it to a different level and look at children that have a lot, that they are privileged children. So let's take a look at some of his findings. I'm going to read a few passages and let's see what he says. This is a really, really good book. Um, Let me start with just a little quote that's in the book. And the quote is, "The most important thing that parents can teach their children is how to get along without them." And that is by Frank A. Clark. That is awesome, folks. Too much today, I'm seeing parents that are not teaching their children how to get along without them. They're teaching their children how to be more dependent on them. And I'm afraid that that has a lot to do with older children still being dependent on parents. So a couple other passages. All right. Um, Here's one passage from the book, and this is about people with privilege, and not just necessarily people with privilege, but sometimes these parents, middle class parents. So, anyway, it's talking about some parents and their children. Karen spent several hours in the library doing research for Andrea's paper on history of the Agora in ancient Greece. Andrea is in fourth grade, so her mom is spending hours doing the research for her. Peter recently hired a college student to practice basketball with Bo twice a week after school so that Bo will be able to make friends with other boys in his class more easily. Bo is in second grade. Parents are really, really um, overly helicopter parents when they are paying people to teach their children something on how to just become friends. Okay, here's another quote from the book. "Indulged children are often less able to cope with stress because their parents have created an atmosphere where their whims are indulged, where they have always assumed, like Sarah and the little boy in his first day of preschool, that they're entitled and life should be a bed of roses." Guys, life, as you know, is not a bed of roses, and we should not protect our children from everything. We need to help them learn to cope when things get bad, and there will be bumps along the way. That's just life. Um, okay, here is another um, another interesting tidbit that I really wanted to share, and this is about the relationship of fathers. Sometimes we neglect to realize just how important fathers are. So, anyway, let me just share this passage. "A poor relationship with one's father is related to low self-esteem and depression. Research indicates that a father's approval is important to both boys and girls. It is only after a child feels supported and loved by his father that he can develop the healthy self-esteem that is a prerequisite to devoting at least part of his attention to others. Psychologists don't have the final answers on why fathers are so important. It is probably due, at least in part, to the fact that mothers tend, on the whole, to do a better job of child rearing. They are consistently there for their kids. Fathers tend to be more variable in how they respond to their children. Also, we still we are still a patriarchal society, and boys especially feel that a father's approval is necessary to validate whatever they undertake in the world. So, guys, I cannot, and men out there, I cannot tell you how important this is, and I know from personal experience, a father's approval is huge. Um, so please, dads, be aware of that. And moms, if you're listening, please share this with dads if you need to. Um, and then I have just a couple more passages. Our expectations for our children have changed. Our society supports external signs of achievement: high grades, big salaries, symbols of wealth, and conspicuous consumption. The bumper sticker, "He who dies with the most toys wins," is ironic to a point. Many of us snicker, but live our lives as if it was true. This is why our freshmen have a bottom line mentality. Ron doesn't want to go to Harvard because of the brilliant teachers there who would stimulate his mind. He wants to go there for status, wealth, and to do better than his peers, so that he will be envied. Ron is typical of this new breed of child. He works day and night with tunnel vision. My question to people that are going through this is, what is the wealth good for if you don't have time to enjoy it and enjoy it with the people you love and your family? Um, so, and this book just has wonderful, wonderful information. And he does, in the back of the book, he has the way that he gathered his information and all the information that you would need about how this research was conducted. Anyway, for my last one, my children don't get their allowance if they haven't done their chores. The reason I have come down on this side of the fence is that it is hard for me to discount the research that shows that children who get an allowance but do not have to do chores to earn it are at risk for depression, tend to be self-centered, and have more permissive attitudes toward 13-year-olds having sex than their peers for whom an allowance is tied to a set of prescribed responsibilities. Moreover, teens who don't do chores are also more likely to see themselves as spoiled. They know they're getting something for nothing. So, and I concur with this book completely. Children need responsibilities. They need to work for what they earn. They need to learn to earn something. It gives them value, and it gives value to whatever they decide to do with the money they have earned. Just giving it to them is not teaching them anything. Anyway, my book for this week is Too Much of a Good Thing by Dan Kindlon. Go out, read it. It will be so insightful to you. Have a great day. This is Sylvia McCrory with Christian Parenting Today.